Brady, the quarterbacks next year in the Pac-12, the level of play is going to be astronomical. Guys like Washington's Jake Browning, USC's Sam Darnold, UCLA's Josh Rosen, just to name a few.
Yeah, the interesting thing about at least three of these four guys is Jake Browning loses John Ross, Luke Falk loses Gabe Marks, and then Sam Darnold loses Juju Smith-Schuster. So every single one of those guys, leading receiver this year, they're moving on, either due to eligibility or moving on to the NFL. Josh Rosen is the only one that gets his leading receiver, Darren Andrews, coming back, as well as Jordan Lasley. Now, Nate Iese, there's tight end who really stepped up this year. He'll be moving on to the NFL because I believe his eligibility is up at UCLA. But each one of those quarterbacks is going to have to overcome not having their favorite target to go to. So they're going to have to use spring ball and all that to kind of get back into a rhythm, develop that chemistry with someone else.
Give me a Pac-12 passer, Brady, that might be flying under the radar right now that you think could have a breakout next year.
There's a number of them. I mean, Justin Herbert for Oregon, he was a true freshman this year. He's actually a Eugene product. He's got the opportunity to. I thought Troy Williams had a pretty solid year for Utah. Kyle Whittingham's system. He's going to be very disciplined with how he goes about doing it. And then there's a couple other guys you could look at. Brandon Dawkins for Arizona, more of a rushing style quarterback than necessarily a throwing quarterback. He needs to kind of key up some things as far as his ability to be able to throw the football accurately. But one guy is Steven Montez. Now, he wouldn't be a returning starter. He backed up Sefo Liufau at Colorado, but during his time when he came in for Sefo Liufau in the middle of the season, he played phenomenal, so much to the point where people started to think that maybe there was a little bit of a quarterback controversy when Sefo Liufau came back healthy, but they ended up going with Sefo Liufau instead. But Steven Montez, he'll be a bright spot for Colorado if they want to try to continue that continuity that they built this year.
I'll let you write down the answer to this next question in pencil since it's still only January. Do you think that Sam Darnold and Jake Browning can replicate their success of this season next season?
It's so tough because if you're talking about Jake Browning, you're looking at the Pac-12 North. Look, Oregon's going to be better next year. Stanford's going to be better. They're not going to be the same types of teams that we saw this past year. They'll respond. They'll reboot. Not having John Ross, too, is a huge loss. And I know Dante Pettis stepped up, really improved this year in a big way. But you go back to 2015, without John Ross, this team didn't have the same type of explosion. So I don't know. It's going to be hard to replicate the 43 touchdown passes. That was remarkable. Now, Sam Darnold, to me, again, Juju Smith-Schuster is moving on. A lot of the pieces on the offensive line, they're moving on. But they do have a lot of young, talented guys who I think can step up in their place. And let's not forget, too, he didn't start the first few games of the season. So he's continuing to build and get better and better. So I think Sam Darnold's got a great opportunity.